Well, hello there and welcome back, you lovely lot. Today, using gel polish and gel paints, I'm going to show you some viable gel designs. Now, first of all, I'm going to ombre this last nail. I've done the others, exactly the same process, but I thought I would show you this one. So I'm going in with CJP Day Glow and Neon Carrot, and I'm doing a thin layer here. On the palette I showed you, we have a dot of each followed by a small sponge, and what I've done is dabbed the top and the bottom of that sponge into a bit of each of those colours, and then on the nail I am going to dab, as you can see. Now I'm going to do this twice. It kind of like all pulled at the top of the nail there, that orange you can see. So I went in with the sponge and just dabbed that out. I didn't want like a rim. So I did that twice. This is the third layer. Now this is super thin, super thin. So I put it on, you can see me taking it off the brush there. And I'm going to use it as a way to fill any gaps and smooth that colour. So again, dab it in one end, dab it in the other. I will show you. So we've got pink and orange, and I'm going to very slowly just rock that sponge, making those colours blend together beautifully. And I'm just going to do the middle section, and there you go. Pop that in the lamp, full cure. Then I'm going to matte this nail. I'm going to put a generous amount on it, and then I will hold it upside down so that if there are any ridges, it's going to smooth that surface. Just wipe that brush off there. Pop that in the lamp, full cure, and there we have it. So there's our nail. I did that to every single colour combination that we did. So on this palette here, I'm going to put a little bit of black Artisan gel paint, just a small bit, and we're going to be using a couple of these brushes. I got all three out. I didn't know quite which ones I was going to use. So first of all, I am going to use a long detailer brush from Crystal Nails, and I roll my brush in there. I've left it in shot so you can see what I do to the brush. So I literally roll and load and then drag it and just take it off. The paint I'm going to use will be just a smidgen on the tip. So again, I pick up another smidge. I'm going to pop that on, press, drag, lift. That's it. And I'm going to do that all over this nail. If there's too much, you saw me wipe that off there. So as you can see here, I'm just using the very tip of my brush. I put a small amount and I just keep going back. I don't like to have too much. So I've just swirled my brush in there to load it up so I can get that nice bead at the top. Add a little bit more, drag that down. A little bit more. And just keep adding to what I've got. So I thought to myself, actually, I've seen a lot of these around. They're all neon. Some people have used pigments, some people have used acrylics, but they've all done the same sort of thing. It's all over Instagram and Facebook. I think Nailchemy did some as well the other night. There's a lot everywhere. And basically, I thought I would give this a go, break it down for you guys and let you watch it. This is all in real time. And let you watch it. I'm no big artist. I can't draw for toffee. I mean, I'm still learning. So I thought to myself, if I can have a bash at this and just have a go, which is what I wanted to do, I'll get the camera out and I'll do it with you guys so you can see exactly how I do it. If you're a visual person and you need to look at it and watch it, it's all here for you. How I pick it up with the brush, how I load the brush, what I'm doing. I don't try and do one big part of the nail. I'm doing a little bit at a time. So I'm going to decide where I'm going to go with the design. So I'm going to frame every single one of these nails when I'm done. But I've just showed you one or two, I think the first one and the last one. So we're going to go on to nail 2 here, while the first one is in the lamp having a little cure. So I'm looking at this nail and I'm thinking, where am I going to put the little bit of design we're going to do? And I thought we'll do it in the top corner. You don't always have to put it in the middle. So I decided again to show you all the different ways on which you can actually do it. So I've done one in the middle, one on the edge, one in the corner. Give you some ideas on what to do. So with this design I decided to thicken up those lines a little bit. So I don't go in with loads of nail art gel on my brush. I build it up slowly. Now I can only tell you how I do things, and hopefully you know you find your own way. But myself, I've got the thicker lines here. I didn't want them all to be straight, so I'll put some little bumpy bits on there. I've also made it so that you can actually see through the middle of this. So this is like a leaf effect. Pull out the top just to make it a little bit more dainty. That's the first one out the lamp, done and dusted. I can pop that on the bar. That's fully cured now, that's finished. So going back to the purple and blue, I showed you all the colours from CJP that we've used today at the beginning of the video, guys, but I will list them below so anybody who is interested can go and check that out. So I'm going to do 2 leaves back to back. Once I'm happy with that second leaf, I am going to pop that in the lamp and give it a flash cure 10 seconds before I can move on to the next. Now what I'm looking at is elongating it into the nail. So I want to fill that corner. So I'm going to do a little leaf and then a swirl at the side just to fill in and take it around so it flows better. And then I'm going to come on the other side and do exactly the same. I'm just going to elongate that into the nail a little bit. I'm going to carry on the theme of those thicker leaves. So you can see me here coming in with my brush, pulling the gel from the top just to get that eyelet, if you like. It's got like a little see-through bit. And then pull it from the top, give it a little wispy bit. Pop that in the lamp, and I'm looking at it and I thought, right, to finish this nail I'm going to put a few dots. So that's exactly what you see me doing. And then what I'll do is pop it in the lamp for a full 60-second cure. Then I will go around the edge and frame that nail just like I will with all of them, and again pop that into the lamp for a full cure. Okay, that's 2 down, so design number 3. I decided I'm going to work from the middle out, and I want to put a dot in the centre, and that's where everything that I do is going to lead to. So I'm going to start with a nice big swirl one end, and I'm going to match it and do it the other. So with gel loaded on the tip of my brush, I'm going to wiggle, drag and lift, and that's how I get that. So here you can see me looking at it, I'm turning it round, I'm like, right, where am I going to go next? So I decided I'm going to do a few thicker leaves. So I'm going to tuck one under that swirl. And again, I load only the tip of my brush. I will wiggle to release it onto the nail. That will give me a bead of black gel. From there, I can then lift the brush and manoeuvre it to where I want it. I can also use the gel that's on the nail there and drag that to enhance that thickness. I'm going to mirror that with another one on the opposite side, so it's back to back again. And this one I'm going to leave a little eyelet in it. so that we can see that beautiful pigment underneath. Now it's on a matte surface, it is nail art, but it's also a gel paint, which means I don't need to go over it with top coat. The design will be shiny from the gel. It is wearable, you don't have to encapsulate it at all in any top coat or anything. And I love the effect. I think as well as it being framed, it's a lovely design. Very in right now, nice and quick for a couple of accent nails. And as you can see, I'm just filling in the little bit there with a couple of little swirls. Then that's this nail design almost done. So what we can do is pop that in the lamp and give that a full 60-second cure. Then I will line it, edge it, give that another 60-second cure, and that's it finished. Beautiful! I like that one, that's lovely. Right, next. Okay, I couldn't do this without doing a rose. So I've done one on the right side, I've done one in the corner, one in the middle, so I thought, right, okay, we'll do one on the opposite side. So I'm going to do it on the left side of the nail. And what I'm going to do is start the rose with a comma. Then what I'm going to do is come in with this is my short detailer brush for this. In all the others I've used the long detailer, but this one is my Crystal Nails short. And what I'm going to do is a bracket. It's the best way to describe one of these roses is you do like a bracket and you encapsulate, like curve it around the centre and work your way out, and then in the middle of the bracket you're going to make that a little bit thicker. So here I am with my little bracket. I will drag it out using the paint that's already there. I don't need any more paint on my brush. And if there's too much paint on my brush, I will take it off, because it's very easy to get the leaves of these roses too thick. You don't need to worry about them all being symmetrical and equal, because flowers, petals, they are not. In nature, they are not. So I like to wiggle mine and get a nice dimension going to the flower. Then immediately people look at it and say, oh, it's a rose. Another thing that I will mention as well when doing a rose is that you need to, where two of the petals finish on the inner bit, as you put your next one on the outer area, you need to make sure that the middle of that petal goes where those two finish, so that it's like layering, it's like brickwork, and that's how you're going to work, which is exactly what I've just done here. And then you'll see me wiggle my brush a little bit just to get a little bit of movement and a little bit shaping in that petal, so it doesn't look like a triangle or an elongated bracket with, I don't know, fat middle, if you like. I don't know. It's really hard to describe to get you guys. That's why I wanted to do it while you could actually see. Anyway, I'm going to finish off that rose now, and then I'm going to work on a couple of leaves on either side in exactly the same format as I've done on the other two nails. I am going to swap over to my long detailer brush as well for those. I just like the smaller, it's a much thinner, detailer brushes are really thin, this one, and it's easier for those detailed areas. So I've zapped that in the lamp because I'm perfectly happy, and now we can move on to the leaves. Just gonna let you watch. So remember guys, this is all in real time. This is exactly how long it takes me to do this detailed work. I am going to mirror one side with the other, but I'm not going to make it so that they're all exactly the same. Perfectly happy with that. That's framed, fully cured, done and dusted. Now guys, we're on to our last nail. I hope you're excited. And I'm going to do one from the middle again. So I'm going to incorporate everything that we've done on the other nails. I am going to go with the beautiful swirls, I'm going to go with the leaf shapes, and I'm going to pull in some filigree as well as a couple of dots. Now as you can see, I have the tip of my brush loaded and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle to release it onto that nail to give me a beautiful bead from which I can work, whether I drag that and lift, or whether I go into that bead and pull that gel into more thicker shape, or give it a wisp on the end. I've showed you all these techniques today. What I will mention that I haven't done in this video is that the palette which holds my gel paint, while it's under the LED lights, which I have a LED ring light which is super bright, I have the halo desk lamp which is full of LED lights, that will actually start to cure the gel. So I put a small amount on my palette while I'm working, and I will add to it. Don't put too much gel out because it starts to cure on your desk. You'll come to it and I'll have a film over it, and then you'll lift that off and everything underneath, you know, there's nothing there. It's like, right, okay. So yeah, that's something that you need to be careful of when working like this. I found that out the hard way, guys. I really have, so many times. Now the palettes that you can see there, that one, that navy blue one, that's my very first attempt at a resin palette. And as you can see, it hasn't quite gone to the edge, but I love it, it's great. And then the green one that you saw at the beginning is the second one that I had a go at, which is much better. But I think I'll need to learn how to top coat those resin palettes. Again, it's just something I'm playing with. I've only done 2. Right, okay, back to the nails. So here I am lining it. So I've done the pattern, it's fully cured, and I'm going to finish this off by framing. I will then fully cure that in the lamp, and then guys, that's the end of this video. Guys, I really do hope you've enjoyed this little nail play today. If you do have any questions or comments, please pop them below. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you all for watching today. If you have enjoyed this video, would you please take a moment and hit that thumbs up? And if you're not subscribed already, I would absolutely love it if you would. Guys, there's a picture at the end to show you everything in detail. As always, stay safe, and until next time, bye.